standing by its candidate. First tonight on Our News Live at 7, the PLP chairman says despite the rumors, Kingsley Smith is the candidate for the upcoming by-election. And diplomacy on display as Diplomatic Week opens at Bahamar Convention Center. Dozens of foreign diplomats in country. The Prime Minister puts the focus on human rights in his opening address. Plus, back on the ground. Former Prime Minister Christie expected to continue discussions on the ongoing crises in Haiti at the end of the month. Then in our news at 7:30, the Nationality Act comes into focus as the foreign minister gives advice to Bahamian women who have children with foreign men. The part of the act he says you should rely on straight ahead. Our News Live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to Our News Live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Candido Knowles. Now, Progressive Liberal Party Chairman Fred Mitchell says despite rumors that are now circulating, the party is standing behind Kingsley Smith as its candidate for the West Grand Bahama and Bimini by-election. Smith was selected on Friday following the PLP's General Council meeting at its Farrington Road headquarters where he beat out 9 other hopefuls, including former Cabinet Minister Shane Gibson. Mitchell says Smith is the PLP's man for the seat and it's now time to move on.
I don't think the party is angry, so I'm not sure. I thought we were singing Kumbaya all along. You can get confused by seeing the back and forth which plays itself out in the public domain, which gives the impression, but that's the vigors of democracy. A line is drawn under it, and we've moved on. The candidate is the candidate, and everybody has agreed to all hands on deck to try and get that candidate elected. The party's not divided. I assure you it's not divided. And that's as much as I say. It's not divided. Party's united. We're going to fight as a united front, and we will win the seat.
No date has been set for the by-election, prompted by the death of the late Obi Wilchcombe last month. Mitchell says Smith comes highly qualified and no one should question his background or intentions.
He is the next generation of leadership in the West Grand Bahama Bimini community. He has significant ties to the Bimini community itself. So he was born in West End. His father was a stalwart councillor. His mother was a Martin. She was born a Martin. So he has significant ties to the West Grand Bahama community. Well known. He's performed well as chief passport officer. People are proud of his success as an attorney. So we think all the ingredients are there to present a fit and proper person to be the representative.
All right, and we have more coming up on the by-election in our news at 7:30. Now to Prime Minister Philip Davis, who's insisting his administration is on a mission to realize human rights and defend democracy. Davis making the comments as he was addressing the opening ceremony of Diplomatic Week. The event, which was attended by dozens of foreign and local diplomats, was held at Bahamar Convention Center, where the Prime Minister pointed out his administration has established a parliamentary human rights committee
to assess and evaluate all matters relating to the protection and enforcement of human rights in the Bahamas, determine the extent to which rights comply with regional and international obligations, make recommendations to guide legislative processes, and hold public hearings on human rights-related issues. This is the first of its kind in the Bahamas and the third such committee in the Caribbean.
Back in April, parliamentarians passed a resolution in the House to establish a human rights committee to monitor and protect the enforcement of human rights in the country. The committee covers marital rape, gender-based violence, police-involved killings, and the treatment of people in custody or prison. When it comes to citizenship rights, Davis pointed to the recent Privy Council ruling.
These hierarchies of citizenship rights removed, legislative and policy reforms have been initiated to eliminate inequality in the transmission of citizenship, while addressing other citizenship issues, including granting of citizenship to children born abroad to married Bahamian women and their foreign husbands. We hope to seek, as I said, to initiate efforts to eliminate these inequalities that presently exist.
And now to another story coming out of the opening of Diplomatic Week. Minister of Foreign Affairs Fred Mitchell says former Prime Minister Perry Christie, who was appointed earlier this year as part of CARICOM's Eminent Persons Group, will head back to Haiti at the end of the month to continue discussions on the ongoing crises the country faces. Christie, along with former Prime Ministers Dr. Kenny Anthony of St. Lucia and Bruce Golding of Jamaica, will try to bring the government and opposition to set a date for an election. Mitchell says the idea is to have a transitional government put in place.
They're moving toward a meeting of the minds again at the end of the month in Haiti to try and bring the opposition and the government to a point where they can actually set a date, a tentative date for elections, and move the process along by imposing some kind of deadline so we're not drifting forever. And key to that, as I understand it, will be the idea of a transitional government which is more broadly based than the one that's now in power.
And a top Commonwealth official remembering the late Obie Wilchcombe as she addressed dozens of diplomats during the opening ceremony today. Commonwealth Secretary General Patricia Scotland calling Wilchcombe a friend and reflecting on his untimely death. She recalled the last time she worked with Wilchcombe and the role he played in establishing gender equality.
Through these bonds, we formed friendships, and in the passing of Minister Wilchcombe, the chair of that Commonwealth Women's Affairs Ministers' meeting, we had lost a friend. He chaired our meeting with what I now know to be his familiar vigour and good cheer.
And Scotland told dozens of diplomats today that Wilchcombe also left a mark on his international counterparts, making him an unforgettable colleague.
We were so fortunate to have worked with him and to have had his leadership in reaching critical agreements on equality around the Commonwealth. Because of his efforts, we have a roadmap to 2030 on gender equality and women's empowerment. We have a strong commitment to strengthen disability inclusion, and we have a coherent approach to gender and climate change. We will no longer be lucky enough to work with him, but we will continue to work with the Bahamas every step of the way, and we will never forget him.
All right, there's more to get to from today's opening of Diplomatic Week, but before we get to that, it's time now for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson, he's in the Weather Center. Happy Monday, Greg.
Yeah, happy Monday to you too, and happy Monday, everybody. A beautiful day around the islands, lots of sunshine, temperatures a little warm, but if you looked at the relative humidity, it felt very nice, and it's going to be that way for the remainder of the week. Also, the winds will be picking up. But outside our studios right now, we have a few clouds, temperature at the 80-degree mark, east-northeast winds at 13 miles per hour, and your field side temperature also at around 80 degrees. Temperatures around the islands tonight right now, it's 79 in Freeport, 80 over in Marsh Harbour, Abaco, in Great Harbour Key, Nicholstown, Andros, and in Governor's Harbour. Alistown, Bimini, 81. Central Bahamas, 81 in Kemps Bay, Georgetown. We pick up more 80s in Arthurstown, Cat Island, Copen Townsend, Salvador. Deadman's Key, 82. Southeast Bahamas, a little warmer, 84 in Duncantown, Ragged Island, 83, Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, Delectable Bay. You guys having some showers nearby. Abrams Bay as well. And Turks and Caicos Islands, you are 83 with some showers. Matthew Town now, where you round out a temperature profile at 84. Satellite and radar composite showing quiet weather across us. This stuff moving across the northern islands, that's a lot of high clouds, and that's drifting towards the southeast. Of course, just the edge of Tammy showing up on our satellite. But all in all, a high-pressure ridge remains in charge, and that high-pressure ridge will continue to strengthen for the remainder of the week. So we're looking at some increasing winds. Temperatures will still stay a little on the warm side, but the winds will make it feel a lot more comfortable. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. Look at your extended forecast. It's still to come.
Still to come on our news, police wrapping their investigations into the recent murder of a man shot on his job at a Chippingham car wash. 2 men have now been charged. And Work in Progress is back tonight. We'll learn about a straw market in the works for Fort Charlotte that's set to come soon. And our Going Back to the Island series continues. Stay tuned for the adventures of our Joshua Williams and cameraman Taran Knowles when Our News returns.
Are you or a loved one under medical care?
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
We're going where Columbus first landed, where snorkeling, diving, and fishing abound, to sparkling inland lakes and historical monuments, bordered by miles of crystal clear water sandy beaches. Join me as we gallivant across native Guanahani. Starting October 23rd, the Our News team is reporting nightly at 7 and 7:30, bringing you the best in St. Salvadorian life. And be sure to follow our social media pages. You all ain't coming?
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box.
Police have charged 2 men after wrapping up investigations into recent murders. Prosecutors say 27-year-old Solomon Williams is responsible for the October 12th murder of Leslie Knowles. He was shot while on the job at a car wash on Baldwin Avenue in Chippingham. And 27-year-old Shaquille Smith charged with the October 13th murder of Dennis Baisden. Police say 44-year-old Baisden was about to get into his car on Tyler Street when he was ambushed by 2 gunmen. Smith is the second person charged in relation to that fatal shooting. His alleged accomplice, Dennis Mather, was charged on Friday. Both Williams and Smith are being held without bail. They're expected back in court in January to be indicted. And a 16-year-old girl is in critical condition tonight after the car she was in went overboard near Arawaki just before 8 o'clock yesterday. An alert police officer that was on duty at the Youth March responded to a distressing situation involving that burgundy Nissan Cube. Without hesitation, the officer dove into the water near the sinking vehicle where he retrieved the victim, who was unresponsive. The officer performed CPR and the victim was taken to hospital for further treatment. The driver and another juvenile passenger were also taken to hospital for medical assessment. Now, police say the driver reportedly lost control of the vehicle, causing it to go overboard near the bridge on Arawaki. Investigations are ongoing. A Nassau village man is dead and the woman driver of a gold Nissan Bluebird nursing injuries following a traffic fatality Sunday afternoon. This is the 5th traffic fatality in the past week, which brings the country's total to 46. The driver of the motorcycle has been identified as Jaffath Ferguson by sources close to the family. Police say the passenger of the motorcycle fled the scene. Officer in charge of the traffic division, Chief Superintendent David Lockhart, says these incidents are concerning.
It's coming out of hand now with a number of accidents involving motorbike. Not only fatalities, but on a daily basis, we're having accidents involving cyclists with serious injuries.
Lockhart says driving laws apply to all, including visitors, and are there for everyone's safety.
We're seeing an increase in motorcyclists riding with the bikes unlicensed, uninsured, uninspected, and they were not wearing helmets. We want to say to them that they are also subject to the rules and regulation of the Bahamas, and they must adhere to all the road traffic rules and regulation. And we would like to send a clarion call to all motorists, and that includes bicyclists, motorbikes, to please adhere to all the traffic rules and regulation. These rules are put in place for your safety and for the safety of other persons that are using the road.
All right, the Fort Charlotte straw market is making a comeback in the coming weeks. That's according to Parliamentary Secretary of the Ministry of Works, Bacchus Roll. In tonight's Work in Progress segment, we'll hear a bit of what you can expect. Rosalie McDermott has the story.
After months of construction, the Fort Charlotte Straw Market will be reopening by mid-November, according to Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Works, Bacchus Roll. He tells us the market will be bigger than the last.
It is a beautiful market. It houses twice the number of stalls it originally had. And, I like to find out how does that impact Bahamian life. So more stalls, more vendors, more opportunities. Bahamian families will reap the benefits thereafter.
Back in February, Roll revealed the redevelopment of Fort Fincastle's straw market had started. Roll admits a challenge for them has been maintaining not just this facility but others as well.
We have to be able to maintain. That's been a challenge for Bahamians, not only in the straw market but in most of our entities. You know, we build great buildings, but how do we maintain those? So we have a plan for maintenance.
Roll says the plan involves upkeeping, cleaning, and sanitizing. He says none of the markets in New Providence will be left out. The main straw market, along with others at Cable Beach and Paradise Island, would also be a part of the process.
We have to ensure, if we spend $2 million to build a market, that we spend at least half of that annually to ensure that it remains clean, green, and pristine.
Reporting for Work in Progress for Our News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
All right, thanks a lot for that, Berthany. Well, tonight we kick off our week-long coverage of the island of San Salvador. It's one of the smallest inhabited islands in our country, with its sparkling inland lakes, historic monuments, miles of secluded beaches, and roughly 50 dive sites. Our Joshua Williams is there.
It's an island known for its history, its attractions, and its people. San Salvador was once known as Watlings Island, and before that, Guanahani to the Arawaks that lived here. It's 12 by 7 miles of natural flora and fauna. Sitting just about 200 miles southeast of Nassau, the island is situated near a shelf that has a deep drop-off into the Atlantic Ocean. And according to senior officer for the Ministry of Tourism on the island, Velda Knowles, it's this natural phenomenon that attracts the majority of tourists.
We have lots of beautiful water, our beaches. We have from land to sea. We have the most beautiful dive sites in the world, and that's where we have all of our visiting guests come to the island just to experience that underwater world.
Looking to grab a bite while you're here?
My favorite is definitely seafood, or that crab and rice, that down-home cooking. You just ask for one of the best cooks there is. In fact, all of our cooks are excellent on the island. Me, in particular, I love my yellow wing grouper and a taste of conch, Scotch conch fritters. We have guava duff as dessert. I mean, potato bread, cassava bread, just to name a few.
The island is home to about 1,200 residents, each of them willing to give a helping hand.
Just ask anyone, ask questions. Everybody's willing to assist you to make sure you have a beautiful stay on our island.
Now, this is just the beginning, as we're here all week to cover the best businesses, historical sites, but most of all, the people. Reporting for Our News from San Salvador, I'm Joshua Williams.
When Our News comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as the Israel-Hamas conflict continues. The United Nations says some Gazans now returning to the north despite the risks. Plus, an off-duty pilot is accused of trying to crash an Alaska Airlines flight. Details from inside the cockpit. And from the region, a key suspect is arrested in the murder of Haitian President Jovenel Moïse. When Our News returns.
Favorite Bahamian artist of all time.
We're going where Columbus first landed, where snorkeling, diving, and fishing abound, to sparkling inland lakes and historical monuments, bordered by miles of crystal clear water sandy beaches. Join me as we gallivant across native Guanahani. Starting October 23rd, the Our News team is reporting nightly at 7 and 7:30, bringing you the best in San Salvadorian life. And be sure to follow our social media pages. You all ain't coming?
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. Some Palestinians who fled their homes in the north of Gaza are starting to return because of the dire situation in the south. That's according to a senior UN official who said they were struggling to find shelter, food, and drinking water in the south. Now, according to the Hamas-run health ministry, more than 5,000 people are now reported to have been killed across the Gaza Strip since Israel began its bombardment in response to a cross-border attack by Hamas on October 7th. Meanwhile, White House National Security Spokesman John Kirby said on Monday the Biden administration wants to ensure safe passage for people out of Gaza, especially for U.S. citizens.
I think there's a lot of factors going into why there's no exit out. We're glad that stuff's going in, as Kareem briefed y'all, but we still want to see safe passage out, and particularly for the several hundred American citizens that we know are in Gaza and want to leave. And Ambassador Satterfield is on the ground working this very, very hard. But there's a number of factors, and I think security, certainly Egyptian officials have spoken to this. I mean, there's they've got legitimate security concerns, and again, we just need to work through that. Whether or not there's a ground invasion, we believe that humanitarian assistance flowing to the people of Gaza is critically important, and it needs to go as soon as possible and as much as possible.
And an off-duty pilot has been charged with 83 counts of attempted murder after he allegedly tried to crash a passenger jet during a flight on Sunday night. According to a statement from the airline, the suspect was sitting in the cockpit of an Alaska Airlines flight behind the captain and the first officer when he unsuccessfully attempted to disrupt the operation of the engines. The suspect is named in police documents as 44-year-old Joseph David Emerson. The flight was on its way from Everett, Washington to San Francisco, California, with 80 passengers on board. And now to the region where Haitian police have arrested a former Justice Ministry official suspected of ordering the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse. Joseph Felix Barrio was caught as he was driving out of a supermarket car park in the capital, Port-au-Prince. Moïse was murdered in his bedroom by Colombian mercenaries in 2021. Most have since been arrested or killed. His death has since put Haiti into a prolonged political crisis and unprecedented levels of lawlessness. And finally, U.S. oil and gas giant Chevron announced that it is entering the Guyanese petrochemical market with the $53 billion purchase of Hess Corporation. In a statement, Chevron said the all-stock transaction gives the company an enterprise value, including debt, of $60 billion, and now gives them 30% ownership in the Stabroek block, which has more than 11 billion barrels of oil equivalent. Further, the company said the Stabroek block in Guyana is an extraordinary asset with industry-leading cash margins and low carbon intensity that's expected to deliver production growth into the next decade. Still to come in our news, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was October 23rd. And then in our news at 7:30, the Prime Minister calls the situation in Haiti an immediate and evolving crisis in his opening address at Diplomatic Week. Plus, our Going Back to the Island series returns this week. San Salvador, our next stop, when our news returns.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operations.
Welcome back to Our News. It's time now to turn our spotlight on events that shaped the day that was October 23rd. Take a look. On this day in Bahamian history in 1945, Bernard Nottage was born in Nassau. Nottage was a doctor, politician, athlete, social and political activist. He was a medical practitioner specializing in obstetrics and gynecology at Princess Margaret Hospital and St. Luke's Medical Center. In his political career, he would represent the Progressive Liberal Party as a member of Parliament for the constituencies of Kennedy, Garden Hills, and Bain and Grantstown. He served in a number of cabinet posts, including Education, Consumer Affairs, and Minister of National Security. He died in Florida on June 28, 2017, and on July 14 that year was given a state funeral at St. Agnes Anglican Church. And in 2015, 2,000 employees of the then stalled mega resort Baha Mar were laid off. This after the Supreme Court granted Joint Provisional Liquidators approval to release the workers. Staff were advised of their status by notice to their individual email addresses or communication from supervisors. 4 months earlier, Baha Mar and 14 of its affiliated companies filed for bankruptcy in a Delaware court, blaming the resort's contractor, China Construction America, for the construction delays. All right, to see that historical recap again and for all of today's top stories, you can visit ournews.bs. That does it for us in News at 7. Joining us now is Marlena Leonard in for Italia Hall. She's got the latest headlines. Marlena, it's good to see you. Good to have you back. You haven't been in studio with us for a while, so it's so good to see you.
It's good to be back. It's always exciting to be back in the seat.
Yeah.
So for tonight's news, the Prime Minister calls the situation in Haiti an immediate and evolving crisis in his diplomatic week opening address. And our Going Back to the Island series is back. Here are your latest headlines. Tonight on Our News, support for Grant. New tonight on Our News Live at 7:30, the former Deputy Prime Minister throws his support behind the F&M candidate Ricardo Grant, calling him a man of the community. And the immediate and evolving crisis in Haiti takes the spotlight in the Prime Minister's Diplomatic Week opening address. Plus, the finger-licking good chicken maker is in the news tonight, calling for union leaders to come back to the negotiating table as members threaten industrial action. And boarding pass to San Salvador. Going Back to the Island series continues tonight as our Joshua Williams and cameraman Taran Knowles take us on a week-long adventure. Our News Live at 7:30 is back in a moment.
Doctors Hospital is reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. Your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new, modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnosis and true personalized treatment begin. With locations across New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Exuma, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshos.com.
Collect Verse access is as easy as Grab a collect, scan a collect. Open your camera app, focus on the QR code, and click the link that appears. You own your Collectverse experience. Take selfies, join the cultural referendum, and share with your friends. See content from local chefs, Olympic athletes, and cultural icons. Collect is proud to be 50. Grab a collect, scan a collect. Get in the Collectverse today.
Welcome to Our News and thanks for joining us. I'm Marlena Leonard, filling in for Italia Hall. Former Free National Movement Deputy Leader Peter Turnquest showing his support for Free National Movement candidate for the West Grand Bahama and Bimini constituency, Bishop Ricardo Grant, during a rally held in Grand Bahama over the weekend. Turnquest says Grant is from the community and knows the needs of the people. He also believes that the people of West Grand Bahama have been neglected for far too long.
We need to bring focused attention to the needs of this community to ensure that the residents get what they deserve and that the investments that they need to ensure that not only the infrastructure is up to par and equivalent to that is in Freeport, but also that the entrepreneurs in this area get the support they need to be successful so that this entire West Grand Bahama lives up to its potential and becomes the thriving metropolis that it can be.
The question was asked whether the country will see the former Deputy Prime Minister back at the forefront of the Free National Movement during the next general election. Here was his response.
I am very satisfied and comfortable where I am. My aim and objective is to assist my party and the candidates to ensure that we not only put forth the best possible opportunity for the Bahamian people, but that we work on policies that are going to progress some of the work that we started in the last administration and take us further.
The situation in Haiti is an immediate and evolving crisis. That's how Prime Minister Philip Davis is describing the Caribbean nation's current crisis. Davis made the comments as he was addressing the opening ceremony of Diplomatic Week. The event, which was attended by dozens of foreign and local diplomats, was held at the Bahamar Convention Center. The PM telling top diplomats this morning that the Bahamas is growing increasingly concerned with the rapid deterioration of the situation in Haiti.
The Bahamas is gravely concerned that the political, social, and economic fabric of the Haitian society is deteriorating rapidly. By all accounts, the reports from our Caribbean community's eminent persons group, which includes former Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Perry Christie, are a sobering reminder of how we have failed the Haitian people. The humanitarian and security support required to counter gang activities is urgent.
Haiti has been increasingly embroiled in violent unrest and experiencing deteriorating social conditions since President Jovenel Moïse was assassinated in 2021. Earlier this month, the United Nations Security Council authorized a multinational security support mission for Haiti for an initial period of 1 year. Kenya has pledged 1,000 police officers to spearhead the mission. Antigua and Barbuda and Jamaica have also offered support to the mission. The Bahamas has pledged to send 150 troops to Haiti in what officials characterized as low-risk roles.
Let me be very clear. The Bahamas remains committed to deploying 150 troops to bring peace and stability to the Republic of Haiti, following the UN Security Council's recent endorsement of a multinational force. Our officers will join others, regional and international counterparts, to create humanitarian corridors and to assist in training and capacity building where necessary. We are still of the view that the solution to Haiti's challenges must be led by Haitians. We firmly believe that without enhanced security, the Haitian people will only continue to suffer.
Section 6 of the Bahamas Nationality Act is what Bahamian women who have children with foreign men need to rely on when it comes to the citizenship of their children. That advice coming from Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell, who served as Immigration Minister under the last Progressive Liberal Party administration. He says they need to rely on that section in the legislation and do so with haste.
Women whose children were born in those circumstances could utilize Section 6 of the Bahamas Nationality Act, which says that the minister may grant citizenship to any minor without qualification. The minister can grant citizenship to any minor. If you apply under that provision and you are in the circumstance of you are a Bahamian woman married to a foreign man, the child is born outside the Bahamas and therefore the child is not Bahamian at birth, the thing to do is as soon as the child is born, have the child registered as a Bahamian citizen under Section 6, and you'll get.
And here's why Mitchell says it should be done as soon as possible.
Many times, when you turn 18, you're required to renounce the citizenship of origin. And this presents a problem for people born in the United States, Canada, or the UK, or one of these European countries that, you like to hold on to their citizenship. And so in order to avoid having to renounce, the better thing to do is to have the child registered as a minor under Section 6, no issue.
We've got much more to get to tonight, including a union fallout at KFC and a new home in the pipeline for the Road Traffic Department. But before we get to those stories, it's time to look at your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson joins us now from the Weather Center. Good evening, Greg.
Yeah, thanks, Melina. Good to see you in the studio tonight. Brighten up things a bit. Nice conditions on the outside. Temperatures comfortable, 80 degrees with a few clouds. Your winds are out of the northeast. The winds are picking up now. They are 13 miles per hour, and your field slight temperature is at 80 degrees. Satellite and radar composite not showing much in terms of any weather crosses. High pressure is in charge at the surface and in the upper levels. The high in the upper levels is in the Gulf of Mexico, so on the northeastern periphery, we're starting to see some high-level clouds moving across us. Not going to be producing any rainfall, but winds will be picking up as that high-pressure ridge starts to strengthen throughout the remainder of the week, so hazardous beaching and boating conditions expected during that time frame. That's a look at our weather. Stick with us. A look at the tropics, and your extended forecast is still to come.
We are just getting started in our news at 7:30, but when we come back, a 50-year-old man is behind bars after being accused of sex crimes against a minor. Plus, from stadium to stable, the Road Traffic Department set to get a new home. We'll tell you the building that's been identified on Tonique Williams Darling Highway. And looking for your next island escape? San Salvador might just be the place. Our Going Back to the Island series continues when our news returns.
We're going where Columbus first landed, where snorkeling, diving, and fishing abound, to sparkling inland lakes and historical monuments bordered by miles of crystal clear water sandy beaches. Join me as we gallivant across native Guanahani. Starting October 23rd, the Our News team is reporting nightly at 7 and 7:30, bringing you the best in San Salvadorian life. And be sure to follow our social media pages. You all ain't coming?
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
What we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better.
A 50-year-old man is behind bars after being accused of sex crimes against a minor. Joseph Roll faced charges of indecent assault, procuration, and child pornography when he appeared before Assistant Chief Magistrate Subisola Swain. Prosecutors say on October 15th, Roll indecently assaulted a 14-year-old girl and solicited sex from her. He's also accused of having a nude video of the minor, which he allegedly published. Roll didn't have to plead to the charges and was denied bail. He returns to court in January to receive voluntary bill of indictment papers. And Restaurants Bahamas Limited, the operator of KFC Nassau, is urging the Bahamas Hotel Catering and Allied Workers Union to come back to the negotiation table instead of resorting to industrial action. On Friday, President of the Bahamas Hotel Catering and Allied Workers Union, Darren Woods, said he believed that they were stalling and that his patience had run out. He also said as of Friday, there would be industrial action within KFC. In today's release, Restaurants Bahamas Limited says the months of negotiations have led to agreement on all but one of the contract terms, which they say involves the issue of a lump sum payment. RBL goes on to say they're committed to resolving any and all outstanding issues and to working together to swiftly resolve the lump payment issue. And the Road Traffic Department is set to get a new home. A building has been identified on Tonic-Williams-Darling Highway to house the Road Traffic Department, which currently uses several spaces in the Eastern Grandstand section at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. Transport Minister JoBeth Colby-Davis saying as much to the media, noting that the space at the stadium was always a temporary space. She hopes the move can happen by the end of the year or in early 2024.
We have been on our own account looking for a place, a new home for road traffic, whether it would be by new construction or by renovations to a building. We found a location and we're working on the renovations for that location. We're hoping for it to be ready by the end of September, but we're working closely with Ministry of Works. They're monitoring our renovations project as well. And so I'm not sure if that's going to be ready until probably closer to the end of the year or maybe the beginning of the year.
Are complete and the department moves, an opening date will be announced.
Along with them needing to do work to the stadium, that's just always been a temporary place for road traffic. So yes, that's coming, and we will update the public on the actual confirmed date once that's set.
To give the locations, or able to give the locations?
Yes, It's Tonic Darlin Highway. I think, oh God, what's the name of the building? It's not Mario's, the next one. I can't remember the name. Yeah.
I know previously the Ministry of Energy was supposed to sign an industrial agreement with the Bahamas Electrical Workers Union. That's led by Kyle Wilson, right? And then I think that was delayed or postponed. Any reason for that?
A supplemental agreement has a...
It's now time for tonight's Financial Market Minute, brought to you by RF, your local investment bank. This has been your Financial Market Minute. To explore the best performing mutual funds in the Bahamas, visit our website at www.rfgroup.com.
When Our News comes back from the break, we take you on a San Salvadorian adventure in our Going Back to the Island series, which continues tonight.
Some local kids get to play NFL flag football and Jonquil Jones reflects on her season. Don't go anywhere, our sports is coming up next.
And cooler evenings forecasted for the rest of the week. Stay tuned for your extended look at the weather when Our News returns.
We're going where Columbus first landed, where snorkeling, diving, and fishing abound, to sparkling inland lakes and historical monuments bordered by miles of crystal clear water sandy beaches. Join me as we gallivant across native Guanahani. Starting October 23rd, the Our News team is reporting nightly at 7 and 7:30, bringing you the best in San Salvadorian life. And be sure to follow our social media pages. You all ain't coming?
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
We're going where Columbus first landed, where snorkeling, diving, and fishing abound, to sparkling inland lakes and historical monuments bordered by miles of crystal clear water sandy beaches. Join me as we gallivant across native Guanahani. Starting October 23rd, the Our News team is reporting nightly at 7 and 7:30, bringing you the best in San Salvadorian life. And be sure to follow our social media pages.
You all ain't coming?
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to...
This is Our News. Welcome back. Here's Tage Adderley with a check on sports. Tage?
Thanks, Ty. Good evening. I'm Tage Adderley here to start the week off strong with some sports. The NFL Flag Football Family Fun Day and Talent Showcase went down this weekend at the Roscoe Davies Soccer Stadium. Let's take you over there. The program, which started in 1994, aims to teach young players the basics of football while developing their character. The Bahamas edition is the first of its kind in the Caribbean. Athletes from ages 6 to adulthood got to participate in drills and showcase their skills in live fire competition. The day culminated in an adult exhibition game that resulted in a win for Bahamian team against the Miami Dolphins flag football squad in a 21-20 thriller. Jonquel Jones and her New York Liberty had an historic season before falling in the finals to the Las Vegas Aces last week. She mulled over the experience in exit interviews.
You learn from it, you grow from it, and you come back stronger.
That's Jonquel Jones, the Grand Bahama-born forward for the New York Liberty. Last week, her team fell in the finals to the Las Vegas Aces, making it her second straight final series loss to the Aces. Despite the loss, her Aces dominated the league in her first year with the team, finishing with a 32-8 record, and she's very happy about her season.
We learned that it's a journey, and it's going to be ups and it's going to be downs, but to be able to come together in our first year and kind of accomplish the things that we accomplished, it was amazing. We fell short, but you know, you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, essentially.
She'll be back next year with a year of experience in the system under her belt. The league better watch out. That'll do it for sports today. I'm Tage Adderley.
Still ahead on Our News, our Going Back to the Island series continues tonight. Our Joshua Williams and cameraman Taran Knowles take us on a San Salvadorian adventure. Plus, keep those umbrellas close. Greg is back in the Weather Center with your week-long weather planner when Our News returns.
We're going where Columbus first landed, where snorkeling, diving, and fishing abound, to sparkling inland lakes and historical monuments, bordered by miles of crystal clear water sandy beaches. Join me as we gallivant across native Guanahani. Starting October 23rd, the Our News team is reporting nightly at 7 and 7:30, bringing you the best in San Salvadorian life. And be sure to follow our social media pages.
You all ain't coming?
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass.
We're going where Columbus first landed, where snorkeling, diving, and fishing abound, to sparkling inland lakes and historical monuments bordered by miles of crystal clear water sandy beaches.
Join me as we gallivant across native Guanahani.
Starting October 23rd, the Our News team is reporting nightly at 7 and 7:30, bringing you the best in San Salvadorian life. And be sure to follow our social media pages.
You all ain't coming?
Welcome back to Our News. Our Greg Thompson is back in the Weather Center with us this evening. Now, it's late October, but we're still tracking two systems out there, aren't we, Greg?
Unbelievable. This time of the season, yeah, we are still tracking Tammy, which is a hurricane, 75-mile-per-hour winds. But it is out there in the open Atlantic. There's some trailing moisture still across the Leeward Islands affecting that area, and we will continue to watch the system pull out there. Thing about it is, though, we have a couple of scenarios in place that's going to make that northeast track over the next couple of days, still strengthening somewhat, but eventually it's going to become a tropical, post-tropical system by late part of this week and into early next week. And it's likely to make a little loop, but I'm going to continue to watch this one, because if it does make that loop, it will head back towards us. Not really to give us any worries, but it will bring some showers if it does that. We are likely going to expect the system to pull out in the open Atlantic and away from us. And then we have Tropical Depression 21. Really busy season. Still trying to get its act together, but it's very close to land. So it's going to be moving into Nicaragua and not really going to do much in terms of any significant weather. Then closer to home, nothing happening there. High pressure charge of our weather, and that's going to continue to provide us with some nice conditions. But that high will strengthen over the next couple of days. So we're looking at some very windy to breezy conditions, and that will begin tonight through tomorrow. The winds will be out of the northeast at 15 to 20 knots. Caution flag in place for boaters. Beach goers, we are asking you to exercise caution. Rip current risk will be high. 47-foot seas. High tide will be at 10:13 tonight. The low tide taking place at 4:15 in the morning. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, breezy conditions expected for the next couple of days. Breezy to windy, actually. So beaching and boating will become hazardous. So we're asking you beachgoers and you boaters to exercise caution, but nothing happening in terms of weather in the weather department. That high is going to keep us mainly dry for the remainder of the week. That's a look at our weather. Back to you, Marlena.
Thanks so much, Greg. Well, tonight, our Joshua Williams continues his adventures across the island of San Salvador, this time speaking to a young hotel operator. Is business booming on the southern island? Find out in this report.
We offer the sun, sand, and sea here.
Meet Safia Sanz Reynau, the operations manager for the Sanz Hotel in San Salvador. The facility, she says, is one of a few family-owned destinations on the island with unique accommodations and stunning rooms.
So our best times are, let's say, about January to April, May, June. Right now in August, September, it kind of slowed down a little bit after that. Now it's picking back up in the month of October.
While the hotel is currently booked to capacity, Sanz admits that there are hard times.
We find a way to push through it because we also have homecoming. Our natives come during that season and we're occupied during that time, so we make up for the lost times.
Being a young player in the tourism game, Safia relies on her personality and creativity to help the resort stand out.
I'm a people's person. I love taking care of people. I love taking care of people. I am a caterer by nature. I love to make people feel welcome. I love to just embrace people with warmness, and I'm very grateful for the opportunities that I have, and I'm just a person that loves to share and just to wow people all the time.
Tourism officials often call residents like Safia the frontline workers. It's a title she carries with pride.
I love to show where I'm from. I'm very proud where I'm from as a Bahamian. I love to wow our guests, and they come from a lot of different places from around the world. So what they don't have there, we get to offer them.
And for those young aspiring hoteliers,
it is a business that can be very challenging, but once you have it in you to want to make people feel good about themselves, when people travel from around the world, you want to make them relax, you want to make them as comfortable as possible. I will encourage anybody to do it at any age.
Reporting for Our News from San Salvador, I'm Joshua Williams.
Awesome report, Josh. Thank you for joining us for Our News tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Marlena Leonard filling in for Italia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have